many birds do you think exist in the world? Well,
500 million.
And one.
it's a good guess. I don't really know the answer. But thanks to a massive citizen scientist effort, we now have a good idea.
Yeah, we do. The study by the research team at UNSW estimates that there are 50 billion... Oh, there you go. Wild birds.
I promise you, I did not see that on the auto cue or read it on a piece of paper.
Huh?
You just knew.
Yeah, there's 50 billion wild birds and almost 10,000 known species.
To break this down for us, we are joined by our resident bird expert, Dr. Grsinne.
Grsinne
Cleary.
Cleary.
Anya, Grsinne.
And here are my birds. We're just bird mad. Lots of people like me just adore the birds. So we go out and count them. And that actually works out about 6 birds to every person. Or in my case, 7, 8 birds per person in this house.
Who do you have there, Grsinne?
So this is Louis, my galah, and this is Dizzy, my Kerala galah mix. And these two are keeping me sane during lockdown. They're just a delight.
Oh.
My inspirations, my muses when I'm writing.
They're beautiful. I saw them nibbling on your ears before. Hey, what is the most common type of bird that's been counted?
Interestingly, it's the house sparrow and the starlings. And these are 2 European birds that were introduced into Australia back when the first settlers came. And these are the 2 most commonest birds you'll find around. And that's got a lot to do with the fact that we move them around the world.
Yep.
And the house sparrows will live with us. Where you find us, you'll find a house sparrow, like that little fella there. Very common in my own back garden here. And those are barn swallows as well. We find them throughout the world, but not in Australia. And the ring-necked gull there as well, another common bird.
Now, who counted these birds? Wasn't one person.
So citizen scientists, people from all over the world went out and counted the birds in their area. And this just goes to show the passion people have for birds and how important it is to, you know, increase this love for birds through citizen scientists. Because we can really make a difference getting the public out there to count their birds.
Well, I can count 2 magpies. One was in the house and one was sitting on the table.
Aww.
That's 2.
That's 2 for joy, isn't it?
Yeah.
1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. What about a little closer to home, Grsinne? You mentioned a few there before, but what are the most common birds we have here?
So our native common birds is probably no surprise the rainbow lorikeet, followed by the sulphur-crested cockatoo, followed by the kookaburra. So 3 good Aussie battlers that we know do very well in urban areas. The cockatoos eat the grain, eat the grass seeds, and the kookaburra is more of a predator. So yeah, these guys are doing really well in urban areas, and they're our most commonest birds here in Australia.
Can you do the kookaburra sound?
Oh God, it's like...
He went up.
You better set the galah.
Now, can I ask you one thing? We've got kookaburras everywhere at the back of the house. Should I feed them?
Now, this is a controversial subject. For me, I think it's okay to do it because we need to engage people with their local wildlife so they'll protect and keep their native vegetation and keep preserving these animals. So it's a good way to interact with birds. Just don't feed them too much. Feed them a little bit of mint. It is a wonderful engagement and it's a great way to get the kids involved and get them to notice their birds.
They like that meatloaf that you get from Aldi. It's round and it's like
Taking them for a meal?
No. You get it at Aldi.
Would you like wine with this?
It's got peas and it's got carrots in it.
Is that okay?
It's like a loaf.
Is that okay for the birds? Bit of meatloaf.
Well, you know, it's not ideal. It's kind of like getting a Big Mac, but give them a little bit, it's okay. What we found, now more study still needs to happen, but mum and dad seem to eat that food while they'll still feed the babies more natural food. So it's like mum and dad eat that to snack on, but babies still get good food. However, we do need to do more research into that.
We had one of those cockatoos and he was a horror. He was destroyed by all of them and he was sitting on the deck and I said to Hannah, don't feed him. And I went out and I came back and she did feed him. And then the next morning, there was about 100 of them.
That's right.
I will never do it.
And they're so destructive.
This one's feeding us. Yeah, it gets around the neighbourhood.
Hey, Grsinne, talk to us about the rarest bird that's been spotted by these citizen bird watchers.
It's a bird you find on Yeah, we find this on the coast, and it's called a plain wanderer. And it is a little coastal bird. There he is there.
Beautiful.
He doesn't do well in urban areas. He's got a very particular type of habitat. So this fella is struggling, and it's our rarest bird.
Look at the
don't see-
beautiful
yeah.
feathers on him.
I don't trust those eyes.
Yeah, look at the feathers and the markings on him.
So
They're
how-
beautiful.
How do we keep an eye out for a little bird like that? Is there a certain call that he makes?
Yes.
Oh, I wouldn't be sure of that now. I'm not very good with me old coastal birds. I'm better with the urban birds.
Well, once you do it, Sam, we'll believe you.
You could do anything and we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know.
How do we, bar taking these birds out for meals, how do we protect them? How our native birds?
So-
What are the risks?
So first of all, I'm very passionate about this. Think about how you vote.
Oh,
Vote
look at
green.
him. I
Vote
love
to
them.
keep your native vegetation acts. Vote to preserve your wildlife. But closer to home, provide water for your birds and provide different water levels. So provide water on the ground, provide a bird that may be up in the vegetation, increase the vegetation of native plants you have in your garden, and make your garden more inviting to our birds. That's the best thing you can do is in your own back garden. Think locally, act locally, or think globally, act locally. Think about what you can do in your back garden to attract these birds.
Oh, super. Give us another kookaburra before you go, will you?
Yeah, I'm teaching them Irish. I'm teaching them how to say dia gwitch, which is the Irish for hello, and dia schmiragrit, which is the answer. Dia gwitch, dia gwitch. Not going to make a fool out of me. We are teaching them Irish. So once they learn how to speak Irish, we'll be back on and we'll have a conversation.
Dr. Grsinne Cleary's book, Your Backyard Birds, is available now. Dr. Grsinne, it's always good to see you.
Yeah,
Thank you
she's
for joining
lovely.
us. You'd be fun to be locked down with.
Have a great day. And Melbourne, hang in there. We can do it.
Good
Get
on you.
vaccinated.
Good
Go
on you,
green.
Grsinne.
Isn't she
Stay
fabulous?
safe.
She's just unreal.
She
Just what you
is
need on a
just
Friday.
brilliant.
Sunshine.
Loves those birds.